Welcome back, guys, to another episode of this next gen career mode. And I just figured out if we do two races a week, um, unfortunately, we won't be done until closer to the end of November. So by the time this career mode gets finished, it should be near the end of November, like 1 week before the end of November. So basically, that's supposedly the timeline. But obviously, like I mentioned, once this career mode gets done, we will focus all of our attention on. Um, we will focus all of our attention on the F1 career mode. Um, we'll have two. We'll have two races per week. And like I mentioned, if we do a second season, we're only going to do 10 races. If we do a second season, that is. But obviously, we won't know at that point. I think we're close to halfway right now in the F1 day. But we're probably going to finish the breaking point too, probably. Um, Along with the Nascar day before we do F1. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. Obviously, we'll have to see where it takes us, but it's for sure November. In November will be for sure the end of the NASCAR career mode here. I may do iRacing. You never know. May make iRacing videos, but you never know. We qualify P40. Obviously, we've got some work to do. Before we qualify as 41st. Harvick and Logano on in the top two. Note that Kevin Harvick has 3 wins on the season. Never know. Front their sports are qualifying. Dillon and McDowell in the top 10. Dowd gets P5 and Dillon gets P10. Let's see how they do. But here we are in the Coke 600. Chase Briscoe looked to have a good race. Todd Gilliland posted fast laps in practice, and obviously that's why he qualified top 10 in 10th. And last but not least, the pole winner is Kevin Harvick. So Harvick and Logano, 2 Fords on the front row, will lead us to the green flag here in the Coke 600. Obviously, Spire Motorsports have momentum, obviously. Us and the Joy. The Joy almost finished in the top 10. Last episode, we had a run with Bowman in the closing laps in stage 3, where we passed him, but we couldn't gain any more. Logano takes the race lead from Kevin Harvick. So far, only us, Kyle Busch, and Kevin Harvick are locked in for sure with 2 wins. No one else is considered locked in just yet. So, but like I mentioned, it'll be near the end of November when we finish this career mode, because like I mentioned, we have 2 episodes per week. So I did the math in it. and it said 2 months and 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. So, but yeah, obviously, I told you guys earlier, like a few weeks back or a month back, that we probably get done sometime around October, November. Well, I just gave you guys a confirmed timeline, so it'd be the last week of either the last week in November or the week before, if I'm not mistaken, that we will finish the career mode. But if we make the change before, I may have the race at a longer percentage though. So it really honestly depends. But I think the only thing I'm increasing, like more like laps or whatever, more race distance, would probably be the Championship 4 race. Obviously, the only way I would be the only reason, or the only way I would be putting it to, I think we're like on a 13%, 25% race distance. I'll probably put it at 50 if we make the Championship 4. So that will be a thing. So, I mean, you never know. I think that would be kind of weird, but we'll have to see if we even make the Championship 4 though. Obviously, it'll stay the same if we don't make the Championship 4. That race will stay the same percentage, but I think we're going to put it like 50-something percent if we make the Championship. Right now we're bound for 35th, I mean. You see, we're going to clear BJ McLeod, or McLeod, I mean. 35th is our goal here. I didn't expect to do this bad at Charlotte, but, you know, it is what it is. Kurt Busch out front. I did not notice that. So, the Toyota Kurt Busch took the lead. He's looking for a win. So, I doubt Ryan Priest can make it in the top 30 points. And now he's sitting 33rd. I mean, we're kind of running quicker lap times than Priest and Heinzman's in front of us. But we're going to decide to... We've still got one more lap to pass these guys. Hit the apron, that slowed us down a little bit. We're going to clear Priest. Priest is going to let us go. So he loses another spot. Kurt Busch has pulled away, so Kurt Busch seems to be the class of the field. So far we have no storyline so far at the end of this stage, but so we finished 33rd in the stage. Corey Joy actually fell back 5 positions. No one needs to really come pit lane This is a strategy call, but I'm deciding since we're sitting 33rd. Keselowski, probably the biggest mover. He started 17th, he's up to 3rd. Keselowski at Martinsville, he did good, but he just came up a few spots short of winning the race. Actually, I think we are going to pit for fresh tires. I know this is weird, but we're only in 33rd. We're only going to lose 7 spots. And like I mentioned, we can go good all the way. So we'll have the freshest tires, right? I mean, it's not like we're even going to get stage points, you know. I honestly doubted that, so that's why we came in on fresh tires. And we get some fresh tires, because more than likely the field ain't going to come to pit road. So, but then again, there is 4 stages if you gotta remember in the Coke 600. So even though we're not gonna get stage points in stage 2, maybe we could get some stage points in stage 3 and possibly have a chance to win the race. I mean, I could be wrong, but look how many cars were flying by all of a sudden with these 10% more fresher Goodyears. I mean, LaJoy, I don't know what LaJoy's doing. He is just 29th. Apparently he's not built for this race because his sponsor's built. Well, he's clearly not built for the race. That was a joke, guys, obviously. And get this, shocker of the race here. Harvick, who qualified on pole, is now down to 25th in the grid. What in the world is going on there? No, that's an actual shocker. My question is, can we challenge the front runners by stage 3? McDowell started in 5th. He's down to 20th. So McDowell, so it looks like the Fords are actually struggling instead of gaining momentum. That's weird to say, but Gillen's outside the top 10 as well after qualifying. Front row really have got their work cut out for them. If they qualify in the top 10, they just... Because I believe it's Gillen in 8, 19, 18th, right? I don't know if he's got shuffled out or he's just bad. But you see we pass him. So we're coming up on our rivals. Truex and Bowman are our rivals. So is there any beef going on? Because you see Bowman and Truex. So we've actually scored stage points by the end of the stage, though. Unfortunate part. The unfortunate part is we have to somehow get to our rival here. We're actually going to pass our rival. And get this, Noah Gragson is up to 10th. And I actually decided to give him room because he is a low car as well. We can also help this man probably. Is he gonna make a move? He wants to, but just the simple fact that I don't know what it is. Cole Custer on the outside. What in the world? Hamlin's just asking to become a rival, isn't he? Joe Gibbs is frustrated us because Kyle Busch ain't a rival, but Truex is and Bowman is. So here, the top teams, we've got one rival in the top teams. Okay, this ain't good. Cole Custer, you need to push us past Truex. We got contact with those in Martinsville. We're not going to get contact with Truex. The 45 would be a disappointment if 45 didn't win the race because he has led all of the laps. And sure enough, Kyle Busch is all of a sudden going to pass him. Kyle Busch had 2 wins. Kyle Busch is looking for a 3rd win. Another stage win to his career, but we pitted, and I thought we weren't going to get far, but we're up to P9. How about that? That's just a shocker at this point, you know. So the Bush brothers in 1-2. I don't really know what's going on there. I mean, who's that bound for third? It's not Hamlin because he just passed Hamlin. I don't know. But Gregson and myself are going to get 6th and 7th. Obviously, I'm not pressurizing Gregson because this is second stage. So Gregson's getting it 6th. We're going to get 7th. But a good run for both us and Gregson. I don't know if Gregson's top 10 or top 30 in points, but that would be huge if he were to win. RFK is not going to victory lane. Keselowski finishes 5th. So we're going to start right behind Keselowski on this 4th row after pitting. So somehow we gained a good amount of track position. Gregson is a Chevy manufacturer, so don't be surprised if we decide to let Gregson in here. I'm giving Gregson the room all he needs to dive down. And sure enough, you see, we intentionally gave Gregson the room there to dive down. So I decided just to see where this goes, us and him. I mean, low equipment cars winning races is not even a thing in NASCAR, but Gregson has just put on a show here in his P6. Cole Custer, though, I mean, gotta give a shout out to Cole Custer because what it seems like the bottom lane goes fast on the turns, but on the straightaway it seems like the top of the lane just has the advantage. And you clearly see that. What's going on here? All of a sudden, now Gregson and myself up to 4th and 2nd. And now we're attacking, charging Kyle Busch. I don't know what's going on here. 7 laps to go in stage 3. We're looking for a playoff point, so I'm probably going to move past Gregson here once we get the run. But here comes Daniel Suarez. I have to back off, but Gregson is going to, and with Deere Motorsports, he's going to clear Kyle Busch. Does he slide up? Yes, he will. And here we switch back, go 3 wide. I'd love to get the stage win. This is a perfect opportunity to get the stage win if we don't win this race, but Gregson doesn't need the stage win as much as we do because we're making the playoffs, so we need as much playoff points as possible here. Actually, I'm probably going to wait off on this because we still have more laps to go in this stage. This is the final stage to earn a playoff point, though, before the race win comes. And Larson sideways, he's not going to be happy about that. Suarez is hanging on here. He's not giving up. 4 laps to go in this stage. It's a three-way battle as of this point. I'm not giving up the second spot though, because Gregson's right here, right? But I kind of want Gregson to get the P2 he deserves. Like I mentioned, it's our only season. Even if we did make rivals, it's only one season of this. So it really doesn't matter if we make rivals. Obviously, I'm trying to clean race the best I can, but I'm trying to. We know Suarez has a faster car than both us and Noah Gregson, but we're just trying to make sure that Gregson can get this at least the top 3. I mean, technically he can. We could easily pass him on this lap and get a top 3. So I'm actually going to decide, because we need the playoff point more than Gregson does. It's not like Gregson's really going to win the race. I mean, we're in the playoffs, obviously, with 2 wins. So, obviously, we're trying not to worry about simple facts. Gregson will line us behind us in the last stage, though, if he finishes right where he's at. But we are just, I don't know what's going on with this car. We have just been so competitive all of a sudden because of these fresh car tires. Off of the final turn, we are going to win stage 3. I don't know if this is our second stage win of our career or in this next gen career. I'm not 100% sure. But Gregson scores 3rd. All the way back, so Cole Custer goes to 6th. People who have definitely fallen off the cliff. Bowman was in the top 10, he's down to 19th. What am I supposed to say about Kevin Harvick at this point? Kevin Harvick was your pole sitter, and he's in 29th. Michael McDowell, who qualified 5th, is in 28th. Gillen, who qualified 10th, is in 26th. What am I supposed to say about those guys? So I don't know really what to say. I think we have 14 laps till the end of this race. See who wins it. Is it another win for us? Another win for us. I mean, Suarez could lock himself in here. You never know. We could have another new winner. Gregson could shock the playoffs. Obviously, what he needs to do is he needs to stay in the top 30 if he wants to make it, because we haven't really had any new winners. Obviously, the only way Gregson's going to make the playoffs is he's going to have to win. I mean, I really want to win the Coach 600 because this is only one season, right? Only one season of this next gen. And who knows when we're going to have another NASCAR game, you know? It probably won't be till 2025, 2026, because motorsport games in NASCAR have cut deals off. They just did here, like just a few weeks ago. From what I heard, they cut deals off. But it's looking more likely that it's going to be either late 2024 or 2025 before they can get another NASCAR game out. So rumors go on that someone bought motorsport games. I mean, you never know. They were still working on the IndyCar game for 2024, but we'll have to see what that's like. Yeah, we're probably not going to get another NASCAR game until like 2025, I would suspect. Unfortunately, so we have to wait probably another 2 years before we can get another NASCAR game, in my opinion. I mean, unless for some reason they release in late 2024, but never know. But I haven't thought about putting much thought into it, but I haven't been iRacing in a few months now, but if I'm being totally honest, iRacing is cool. I'm just not skilled at it as much as other guys are. I have a racing wheel and everything, but obviously, iRacing is different. I mean, you know, you've got to have certain stuff. Um, I have to have it hooked up to a TV in order for you guys to see it, probably. Um, More than likely, iRacing, if we were to do it, it'd be 2024 before we actually post a video on it. So, I mean, you never know. iRacing may be our next thing. You never know, but if we're doing the championship race, a 50%, like I mentioned, if we make the championship 4, I think we're going to delay it another week, because I think we are going to do F1. I think we're going to do start my team back up again. So you never know. Gregson out front obviously has not pulled away, but the thing about it is, it's a 1-2 for low equipment cars. But Larson is coming. I have to mention that. That 5 car is coming. The question is, do we give the win away to Gregson? This is the only Coke 600 we're going to have, you know? It'd be cool to finish a 1-2, us and Gregson, but I think we are going to not give the win away, because just the simple fact that, like I mentioned, this is the only season, only race, like, this is the only Charlotte race, I believe, on the schedule that has the Coke 600, 3 laps to go. So this is considered the All-Star race, basically. Has been for years. This is why it has 3 stages, and the 4th one's for the race win. And it's between us and Gregson. But to make it fair, I'm not going to pass him until it's the last lap, because we keep pushing him. Because Suarez, we just want to make sure that Gregson gets second, obviously. Who knows? He may beat us here. You never know. Once it comes to the final lap, we're going to go ahead and pass him. We know we're the faster car than Gregson, right? But here we go to the final lap of this race. It would shock me if Gregson actually managed to win this race. And we did not mean to push him. Gregson could shock the playoffs here. We're trying to... We really want to win this race, but Gregson is going to have the preferred line. And unfortunately, we do not win it. Gregson is going to shock the playoff grid. He is going to win. Now, the question is Gregson in the top 30 in points? Gregson just won it, right? So is he in the top 20? Yes, he is. He's in 24th in the point standings. Hold up. Gregson may actually make the playoffs. Now, this is strange because, I mean, you never know, though. Anything could happen, but it looks like Gregson is going to become a new winner, and he is in the playoff bubble. He's sitting in 24th in the points. So, I mean, he's not, like, right there in that 30th, 29th bubble. So, that is pretty good. So, Gregson may actually have a legitimate shot. Priest is not going to have a legitimate shot in that 15 Rick Ware, because Rick Ware basically sucks because they're outside the top 30 in points. I think Gregson has a better shot at making the playoffs than Priest does. But this has been a huge. Obviously Daytona. We're gonna wait till Daytona to help Corey LaJoy. I mean, unless he's in position to win beforehand, you never know. Okay, so Kyle Busch gets the points lead, obviously, after the last race at Martinsville, and he will extend his points lead by almost 30 points, I would suspect here. Actually, that's by 21, I believe. I could be, my math could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's 21. Elliott lost points to Bowman. Bowman is now 11 points back. We are now tied with Kevin Harvick because Kevin Harvick finished bad. We are now up to 4th in the point standings, and we also passed Larson as well. So we are now tied with Kevin Harvick in the point standings for 4th. We actually have a legitimate shot at winning the point standings. But if I'm being totally honest, I just don't think that we can win the point standings. That would be a shocker if we did. But like you see on your thing, that was only our second stage win in our career. Or in this next gen career mode, but yeah, I guess I'll do it. So now, if you look at the playoff leaderboard, Kurt Busch is now in. Almirola would be the guy out, I believe. Because of that playoff point in stage 1, Kurt Busch is in. Obviously, we'll check the playoff standings when we get out of this race, but it's looking more and more likely that, I mean, Gregson may actually make it, though. You never know. But so next week we are going to Kansas and Michigan. So Kansas and Michigan, 2 speedway tracks. Overall, downforce speed, Michigan is not one of those tracks for this type of car. Kansas, I mean, that could go either way. If I'm being totally honest. For the week after, Sonoma, Pocono. Sonoma, I'm not really good at road courses, so Sonoma's probably going to be a bad finish. Pocono could go either way. But I think we're going to wait till Daytona to help Corey LaJoy win the race. Hopefully we don't have more than 16 winners by that time. But, you know, it is what it is. But let's look at the playoff standings. So, obviously, us, Harvick, and Kyle Busch are sure locked in mathematically because of 2 wins. So, now there's 8 drivers with a win now. So, but actually, Almirola's the last guy in by 11 points. So, Truex is now out as well. So, shocking people outside of the playoff cut line. Truex, Bell, Blaney. Those are shockers that are outside the cut line. But obviously, we're going to take a run down this whole season. But people who don't have wins, Bowman, Larson, Chastain, Logano, Hamlin, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, and Almirola. Well, obviously in your playoff grid, but it's not really close. Well, Blaney, Bell, and Truex is close between them, but it's not real. It's just like 11 points behind for Almirola's 11 points ahead. But yeah. So, another shocking race winner. We probably should have won that, but, you know, we can't really take back what has already happened. Elliott's still angry. I don't know why. I'm hoping to get him lower down, But so Almirola, Harrison Burton, Hamlin, and Keselowski and Stenhouse, they are all happy. So we may get them as a friend in the next week's episode after Kansas. So I guess I will see you guys then. Peace.